Get out of here, Afro Moo. It is. As it is. Get on out of here. Go ahead and take a look at the dashboard. Thank you, by the way, to Zephyrtism for the incredible compliment. Thank you so much. I am absolutely floored. This has actually been like a banner night for me because between that comment and then the Cloth 5 folks tuning in, by the way, I want to say thank you, a big thank you to them for tuning in. I really appreciate it because I know it's hard for people to take a chance on somebody you've never heard before, especially watch. Okay, you're taking a caster you've never heard before and watching them broadcast, not play, people that you've never heard before. I can understand that would be quite a risk. So thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. I really sincerely appreciate it. So thank you for doing that. I hope you enjoy the music. Hope you enjoy my casting. Hope you enjoy all the content. If you want to find more, I do put out blog posts as well as I'm a writer for the incredible Cloth 5 in the eponymous ESFI world. The fantastic ESFI world. I was trying to impress you with my big vocabulary and I failed. Go ahead and check out my website at ianjbarker.weebly.com. The domain will change. I will update it as soon as it changes, but in the meantime, it has that generic name that's associated with any website you build on somebody else's website building tool. So eventually I'll be paying for a name, and you will have a little bit easier domain names to remember. So what we just saw was the support of Moo Moo. I went in great lengths about why I don't like it, and frankly, I think I was proven right. And it's nice to be vindicated because there are times where I take a stab at analysis in this game and I am completely wrong. But a lot of the time I take a stab and I'm right, and so I'm glad. It's nice to know that I actually have a comprehension of the game. So what we're going to take a look at another game. We're going to do the same thing we did earlier. Going to bring the same entertainment value. Going to try to bring the same enthusiasm and energy and spirit and love and joy. Looks like we got a game about 1 minute and 32 seconds in, so we'll go ahead and start with that. Is that not part of them? 16 seconds. It's a dream come true. Don't camp me, please. On the Vayne. You may have heard of him. He is apparently an NA League of Legends player. But anyway, if you tuned in, if you watched the stream, even for 2 seconds with all the audio problems that I've had, things like that, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you coming here and taking a chance on me and taking the opportunity and giving me the opportunity to cast for you. I'm hoping that I can give as much back to you as you have just by watching my stream. I really appreciate it. Taking a look at the different sides. Looks like on the blue side we've got the Vayne, Sona, Kennen, Cavalry, Sejuani, and Singed. Played by Don't Camp Me Please, Uncle Sam's Cabin, Jungi, Jus de Raison, and Yakim. On the purple side we got Graves, Ari, Jace, Nocturne, and Janna, played by Blue Dream Fiendin, Bob Law, the Bob Law Wanderblog, Whooper Blooper, Born for PVM, and Pyroan. I don't know these people. I want to give them their 15 minutes of fame on my stream. I hope they enjoy the crap out of it. Anyway, taking a look at the compositions, we're just going to boil things down because we haven't even spawned the jungle camps yet, and it looks like there's no big invade or anything. So I actually get the chance to analyze the team before they're killing each other. This is making me weep with joy. So taking a look at things, I really love the Sejuani pick. I always do, and I think the Singed pick is always a good one to have in your team fight. Personally, though, I don't like what Singed brings to a team, especially because although with the combination of Kennen's stun, Sona's crescendo, Sejuani's lockup, obviously, and then Singed's ability to flip, I think Vayne is the perfect complement. So in that way, I think it's a unique team composition that matched up against this Jace actually could work really well because he can zone out the way that he's doing. So let's go ahead and just arrange the lanes so that they're the proper way. I've got Vayne right there. I believe we have that Kennen in the middle. Yes, we sure do. And then looking over the purple side, the problem is, as much as I love the Sejuani pick, she's my absolute favorite jungler, I love the purple side team. The fact is you've got the mobility of the Ahri to back up the engage of Nocturne. You've got the Graves who can dash in and do some damage. You've got the Janna who's got the ability to keep people safe. But just as I say that, Vayne gets first blood, and that's never a bad place to get first blood. Let's go ahead and straighten out the lanes a little bit. Gonna put Jace down, or Graves down there. I think that in the long run, I'm really excited about this game because it's clear that both have such strong compositions. It'll just be interesting to see how these pan out. So taking a look at the different lanes, it looks like we're going to have Singed versus Jace up at the top, Nocturne versus Sejuani in that jungle. We've got Kennen versus Ahri in the mid, two mobile champions with the ability to really do a lot of damage. Hold that thought. Raison up here in the top wants to bring his French butt into the lane and take down Wooper Blooper, just waiting for that flip, trying to bait him out a little bit, but the wave clear from Yekim is just stalling the process indefinitely. And there we go. There goes the jump in by Raison, misses with the attack, but forces the flash. Worth as F, as they say. Now that the flash is done, and Sejuani just goes back in the bush, that constant threat, maybe they could think that they could trick Jace, but with Jace sticking down to the bottom here, maybe they don't feel like that's going to happen. There's the flip, there's the dash in, and there's the attack. The Ignite going down, and Yekim does get the kill on Wooper Blooper. Not bad at all, if you ask me. Juste Raison making that kill a possibility, and with Singed getting kills early, y'all better watch yourself. Don't get me, please. And Uncle Sam's Cabin pushing the lane down here. This Sona Vayne combination is so much fun because of the sustain it gives them in lane. You're giving a character that needs a lot of farm the ability to farm ad infinitum. It's just a great combination, as well as the lockup to keep her safe. I think so many supports go well with Vayne down in this bottom lane, Lulu included. Even Jan is not a bad pick, simply because as long as you can keep the Vayne safe, I think you're going to be in good shape, which is why I would actually take Thresh maybe a little bit less. It's a good aggressive option, but in terms of keeping your AD carry safe, I think you can do better than Thresh in this bottom lane. Nocturne is going to go ahead and take a jaunt across the river and steal the race really quick. Not very polite at all, but he will wander down bottom into this tri-brush, and we will see the second jungle gank of this game by Nocturne. Especially with this blue team so pushed. They're putting on so much lane pressure with the combination of the Sona Qs as well as the Vayne farm. Silverbolt's just doing so much damage. Here comes Nocturne. The wave does actually go down on Uncle Sam's Cabin. Now feared up, does get stopped. Exhaust comes down onto Vayne. Will they be able to get two? Where's the Howling Gale from Pyrene? I don't believe it's off of cooldown yet, but Vayne actually going to turn around. But there goes the I'm just going to take a look at that move, folks. If you're playing at home, there goes the shot. Duskbringer, there we go. I never remembered it, but here comes the Fear Leash. The Flash actually back onto Vayne, and the Howling Gale puts him up, and that's enough to secure the kill on Vayne. And just as I was talking about how safe Sona can keep you, it occurs to me that it's important to keep her safe with your ult. Until that level, all you can really do is provide some health. And since most Sona builds, I believe, max that Q and the W first, the heal as well as the attack buff, I think it makes sense that Sona maybe not the best support for Vayne in the early game, because even though she brings some great stuff to the late game, as we saw there, a strong initiation jungle like Nocturne can actually make a big difference in stopping this Vayne's farm. And suddenly, Graves, after being pushed up against the tower for a minute or two, actually starting to catch up in CS. And if they can get back before Vayne, then they can continue to keep that lane even. Taking a look at the mid lane, it looks like we've got Kennen pushing the lane a little bit, but Nocturne will move in to defend that. But here comes Ahri jumping out of the side. Can she land the charm? And there we go. The Foxfire actually coming on. She does not have her ultimate up yet. One level away from that, so Kennen will actually be able to get away easily with that lightning rush. Not a bad escape from him, and especially with the jungler lurking in the wings. Nocturne without his ultimate. And that's another thing to mention about the gank down bottom. What a great movement from Nocturne early in the game. His ability to get in there, steal the race, going across the river when he did, timed it perfectly, and then using the Dustbringer to his advantage, and then also using the Flash and the Fear Leash just to take out Vayne. It was actually, without the initiation, great jungling from Nocturne early in this game. Got to give credit where credit is due. 2 to 3 of the kills in favor of the purple team. The gold dead even at 6 minutes and 44 seconds into the game. Vayne trying to put down what harassment damage she can, but here comes Sejuani actually falling to Nocturne in the mid lane and trying to put down what damage she can onto Kennen. But he's going to potion up and we'll be fine in the long run. This jungle from Nocturne doing a great job, working a great effect so far. Proxy farming by Singed. Pardon me, I've got the beer hiccups. Actually, we'll manage to get out there safely. Down in this bottom, we got quite discouraged. Just so aggressive. The Howling Gale barely misses off the tail tapestry, whatever is flowing out behind Zona, but don't Cammy, please. It's still in great shape. A little bit of a heal going down onto both of them. Trying to get that CS, trying to keep Graves down. And just as I said, the CS was actually catching up, even with this one kill. And actually, there goes some more harassment damage. This purple bot lane is actually just completely pushed up against the turret, and it's becoming a real problem because as soon as Graves managed to catch up in that CS lead, he is now once again down by about 10 CS, and it's becoming a real problem. And that's what Sona does give you, although with Nocturne coming in, this is what Nocturne gives you. He will pop the ult. He does that, have that available. When will he pop it? He's going to wait till they push just a little bit further. Do they see this coming? At this point, no, they do not. Sejuani actually harassing in the middle, throws down the ultimate on the Bob Lols. He has burned the ultimate, but here we go. The ultimate from Nocturne down to the bottom lane will go on to Sona. Sona actually getting Fear Leash, does get stopped in her tracks. Where's the follow-up damage? But Vayne peeling so well, keeping Graves out of the fight. Going to pursue now with so many members so low. There goes the Howling Gale to stop her in her tracks, as well as the smoke screen just to slow her down and keep her out of the fight. A great disengage by the purple team. That Vayne is playing to great effect at this point. I don't think anybody could question that. Considering the CS difference, considering the lane pressure and the ability to escape the ganks, I can't help but feel like they got a little bit lucky. I can't help but feel like if they had focused their damage a little bit more, that would have been a double kill, or at the very least a kill on the support. It's just a question of what happens from here on out. So Sejuani actually camping in this bush. There goes the pings onto her, obviously, earlier because of that ward and the tri-brush. She will get stopped, but now she's trying to come in from the very back. What on earth? They really want this kills. The ultimate even up from Sejuani, but there goes the crescendo actually killing Janna. There goes the attack in, swinging that hammer around, and the condemn against the wall as well as the Silver Bolt proc will take down Graves. Vayne doing a great job now with 2 kills to her name. This blue bot lane looking very, very dangerous in this early game. We'll have to see how that develops. Meanwhile, up top, the CS lead in favor of Jace at the moment. That shock blast, I believe that's what it's called, is Q. Yeah, the shock blast from him, the AoE farming doing just as much to CS and harass as the poison from Singed. It's obviously giving him a bit of an advantage. 12 CS up early, Tear the Goddess stacking for him. We'll have to see how that develops. And then in the mid lane, Kennen just pushing the lane. Will he get caught out by Ahri? All depends on the charm. Will Ahri pop the ultimate? At this point, he's too far back. Will the charms land? It will not. The Shuriken goes out just to zone her out just a little bit. And even with the ward here, it will miss. The orb actually doing a lot of damage early on. Really surprised that. Probably because of the amplifying tome and 2 Doran's rings. Anyway, Ahri holding her own in this mid lane. So as we see these 2 team compositions develop, it's clear that the 2 are well balanced. 4-4 the kills, 13.7 to 13.4k gold, which is virtually negligible, but suddenly Vayne getting too big for her britches. There goes the ultimate, the buckshot doing what damage they can, and there goes the flash. There goes the monsoon to knock her back. The dodge just for a second, the tumble, I'm sorry, stealthing her just for a moment. She actually will get away, but the last auto attack from Pyro, it actually takes her out. My apologies for blanking. Once you get half a beer in you, it's hard to remember what anything's called anymore. Judith Izon trying to push into this tower. Going to take a couple tower shots, but here comes the counter engage. The buckshot going into the corner. The flash actually and the Fear Leash from Nocturne will take down Sejuani. She had big eyes. But at this point, it is coming down to individual plays. That Nocturne playing the jungle so well. And Vayne, despite her dueling capabilities, did not see the problem, perhaps with the 2 kills to her name, as well as the already finished Blade of the Rune King. My God. She's probably got to be feeling pretty good against this bottom lane. Uncle Sam's Cabin trying to put down much damage she can, but the Howling will actually knock her up. Actually, will miss just barely, and Zephyr slowing her down. Now the purple team will have the pressure on this turret, giving the purple team duo bot lane a chance to back. And here we go. Can put it down, actually, the Slicing Maelstrom trying to take down Ahri. Will get the stun out, but the Spirit Rush away actually will get her to safety. But here comes Singed. Singed wants to come in here, wants to put poison down. He actually gets the flip, keeping Nocturne away from Zungi, throwing out the Dustbringer just to stop her for a second. But here comes Jace. Jace actually throwing down the Shock Blast to take down Kennen, and suddenly Singed will run away. A good trade. In the end of the day, 1 for 1 ultimately, but a lot of things burn. The Insanity Potion as well as the Spirit Rush, and here comes Singed running in on that Ahri. There's the flip into the poison, putting out what damage she can, and there's the Ignite finally to take her down, and with no Ignite in return, Yekum will get away from this just in time. Great play by this Singed, and as soon as I decry the Singed for his team fight potential, he's not Okay, I'm admit some bias. I don't like Singed. I hate the guy. He's so obnoxious to lane against. It is the worst thing in the world to go up against a Singed because they're just bullies, man. They're just bullies. But clearly I misunderestimated the capabilities of this Singed. It's coming down to individual plays with these two solid team comps. And frankly, that's the most exciting thing to see. The Dustbringer actually going down onto Sindrati, but she will get away in time. I don't believe it actually hit her, otherwise she would have had the trail behind her. And it looks like as things settled down, looking at the kills, 67 in favor of the purple team. Dead even on gold at 12 minutes and 46 seconds into the game, and not a mega CS lead for anybody except that top lane. But here we go. Crescendo on to Blue Dream Fiend. There goes the Tumble, as well as the Silver Bolt proc and the Condemn, as well as the ultimate onto Vayne. Burning a lot for that kill. I feel like they could have gotten away with it, but at the end of the day, Vayne just wants to make sure that she gets the kill, and who could blame her? 3 to her name. 102 CS, actually 30 CS up on Graves. I didn't see that yet. She's got to be feeling pretty good about herself. And Graves just underdeveloping. He's building that long sword to try to build that Bilgewater Cutlass. Wants the Blade of the Rune King of her own. It's really the only way to build at this point. But she's got to be feeling so underdeveloped. There's the Blade of the Rune King. The Monsoon actually knocking Don't Camp Me Please back, but the Condemn actually does go out. Vayne gets that kill. It's an important pickup for them. The Fearless trying to go out on Uncle Sam's cabin with a great flash across the wall. Nocturne pursuing her down. There goes the Dustbringer to slow her down just for a little bit. There's the Charm, the Over Deception, and finally the Foxfire to finish her off. Born for PVM actually does get that kill. There goes the slow onto Jace. Jace going to get the flip back onto the Sejuani. Sejuani maybe throwing down the ultimate, going to get the attack, and the Shock Blast actually does get her back and shut down. Jace goes down to the Singed Poison. A great job by them up top. Singed ultimately putting the blue team up ahead in that trade, and with the trade at the bottom going in favor of the blue team, or the purple team, it's something that they needed. And suddenly with 19.8k, we've got about a 1k gold lead now at 2. See, and with that dragon, they even it right back up again. That's the great thing about this game so far. 2 solid team compositions, 2 sets of players making plays, gold dead even, grabbing objectives when they see too many people up top, when they see the jungler displaced up top to even out the gold. It's just, it's great League of Legends. You're seeing what makes League of Legends so much fun to watch, and this is, I mean, this is Diamond, so that's to be expected, but it's a pleasure to watch. It's a privilege to be here with you fine people. If you want to see more casting of mine or more coverage of other things, Slicing Maelstrom actually going onto Boblos, and there's the attack. Finally, the Shock takes her down. The Charm actually kind of holding him in place, keeping the Slicing Maelstrom against Ari, taking things down. Anyway, I was going to plug my website real quick. www.ianjbarker.weebly.com. That is Weebly, W-E-E-B-L-Y, dotted after my name.com at the end. It's down there at the bottom if you want to see it, right there. If you want to see more of my content, some of my editorial, I've got a blog up there too that talks a little bit about, esports business, queuing and personal development, gaming development, things like that. If you want to see that, go ahead and check out the website, and I'm sure you'll be happy that you did. I know I'll be happy that you did. This blue lane getting so much pressure over here, but the rotation, Sejuani actually coming in from the back, obviously very deep in the jungle, wants to come down here, waiting for the rotation, and there actually is the initiation by Nocturne onto Vayne. Vayne trying to put down much damage she can, actually doing a lot of damage in the process. The collateral damage does come out from Graves, but suddenly the blue team find themselves in a disadvantageous position. Here comes the ultimate from Sejuani. There we go. The attack, the slow down, going to dash in and actually just going to dash right back out. I called the ultimate prematurely. Dustbringer leaving a trail, letting him know where she is, and I think I already thought she could get across the wall with her Spirit Rush, but she does not. And here we go. Singed. Is he going to throw out the slowing poison? There we go. The flip back into the poison, holding him up just for a second. And Juicer Lazon is happy to hold her in place, and she will go down to the consistent poison from Singed. Great plays by Singed. The Monsoon barely not knocking them over the corner. The Insanity Potion creating the pursuit opportunity. The Lightning Rush out of Kennen. There goes the Shuriken into the bush, and there we go. The last flip actually will take out Singed. If I camera went crazy for a second. Great return plays by this blue team to maintain their gold lead, actually ballooning to about 2k. The Singed plays up from the top, just working to great effect, and I think that's because he has Ghost. He does not have Teleport. He has the Exhaust, just honestly rotating really well. The positioning from this blue team, absolutely just a pleasure to watch. And now they're going to push down this purple turret, seeing the purple team still in their base. Blue team not going to try to push down a second one. I don't know if this is advised, though. If this Vayne playing as well as she is, who could blame her with the Zeal already? The attack speed, so great. Taking that turret down to half health even further. And then here comes the Blade of the Rune King. Boblol's trying to get the Charm in, trying to draw them into turret range, but with Vayne attacking this turret, there will be no more defenses here in just a second. I think the purple team actually should fall back. They want to aggress out, but Vayne has actually gotten split up. Will they be able to pursue it into the jungle? There goes the Shock Blast, trying to slow her down a little bit, but nothing will come of it. And the blue team, I don't know if they needed to back off there. I don't think that they did, but at the end of the day, maybe it's better to be safe than sorry. Taking these jungle camps now, the blue team not content to sit on their laurels. They want to keep this pressure up, and Nocturne will suddenly run into Sejuani, and there we go. Hitting the Pyro. Pyro will actually jump away. Nocturne trying to use the Dustbringer to get out. He will actually do that successfully, and now Janna's being pursued down here in this bottom lane, getting attacked so much. There's the flip, there's the poison, and there's the death. Unable to take Dragon, they're going to head back into the jungle. They think they see something that they want. There we go. The Shuriken on to Blue Dream Fiendin. I want to make sure I get their names right. And that's just enough harassment damage to keep the pressure up and give the blue team the chance to steal these buffs. They actually don't want the buffs. Not the penguins for the buff. They're going to go the Shuriken. There goes the charge. And there's the ultimate down from Juste Raison. Just going to hold her in place for a second. There goes the jump. The flash actually unneeded as Kennen actually uses the shock damage to take her down. And there we go. The lifesteal. The unbelievable lifesteal along with the ultimate from Don't Camp Me Please. Getting the double kill in the process. Going to push down this turret. And the blue team is not relenting. 31.0k gold to 25.9k gold. They find themselves at an extreme advantage. But as soon as Singed falls, suddenly a lot of their tankiness is gone. Blue Dream Fiendin very low. The Howling Gale actually is going to hold Jungi up just for a second, but the Shock Blast Acceleration Gate will do a lot of damage. The Slicing Maelstrom actually being stopped immediately. Crescendo just a defensive measure, trying to get the Vayne away, trying to use what they can to get Vayne safe. And with 2 deaths to 1, I think that the purple team will finally be able to stem the tide of this offensive. Soon we'll get the dash. There we go. The acceleration gate, shock blast, and Don't Camp Me trying to get greedy. There we go. Look at them in midair to keep the damage from Jace off. Will they decide to dive this turret? They will not. There we go. The shock blast actually taking down Vayne. An important kill. But here comes Jus de Raison. The attack damage from the turret actually taking them down very low. And Sejuani with the Master of Pursuit. The bear underneath herself wants to take this down. Jen actually getting a kill onto Sona in the meantime. And here we go. The dash in. And there's the knockback from Whooper Blooper's hammer. And there we go. A little bit of spin damage. Swinging that explosive hammer around. We'll get on to Blue Dream Fiend. And there's the dash. But unfortunately, Sejuani has a dash of her own. There we go. The attack. Swinging the hammer around. Barrier will hold her in place just for a second. There's a dash out. And the tower will not kill her. There's the Howling Gale. And suddenly the fight is turned around on Juste Raison. Putting down damage to the can. The Zephyr actually slows her down. And Janna gets the kill. On to Sejuani. Whoo! Not content to stop there, though. Not willing to let their momentum be stopped. The blue team will push up this mid turret, trying to keep the pressure on Vayne will actually head bottom and take care of the farming down at the bottom. Ultimately, though, things are looking very good for the blue team. But the fact is, with the counter engagements and the ability to make the plays of Janna as well as Graves up in this top lane, they managed to get some return kills that are very valuable. Now only about 2k gold down. In return, this Jace is becoming kind of a scary monster. There was actually the flip and the flash over. Kenny does not want to let this go. Finally, the Zonies actually does come out, keeping him alive just for a second. But Whooper Blooper's little field of electricity does keep him safe, at least as long as Singed has something to say about it. And there we go. The poison actually taking him down. Vayne trying to duel in this bottom lane with Graves and pings going out all over the place. They want to push this lane. There we go. The attack and the poison taking down Blue Dream Fiend. And before he even has a chance to say stop, there goes the crescendo out of Sona. The collateral damage coming down, and Born for PVM does get the kill onto Singed, just overextending a little bit. Vayne is going to continue attacking this turret, but Sona does go down, putting down what damage she can, chunking it down to about half health. It looks like maybe she wanted to take the opportunity to duel, but here we go. So much damage coming out of Born for PVM. There goes the fear. Even with the ultimate Blade of the Moon King and the Silverbolt proc, it's not going to be enough, and Nocturne will take down Vayne. The big statistic on the board right now is 4 turrets to 0. The fact is the blue team has found tower pressure where the purple team has not. It's been a series of clutch plays, tower focus, and the ability to get on the other side of the river, frankly. This is one of the few times that Nocturne has been able to venture this far south of the river since he stole Wraiths earlier. And that should tell you something, as he's now going to initiate on this turret, just pushing this big minion line down here, trying to split push the best he can. But ultimately, the team fight is going on up here. Chunky finds himself extremely out of position. There we go, the ultimate. Does he have the Zonias up? I don't believe he does use it so much earlier. There we go, the slow actually keeping him in place. The dash in by Juste Raison, and the ultimate as well, completely wasted, as Whooper Blooper will finish her off along with the Orb of Deception damage from Ari. Ari becoming a bit of an uncontrollable monster as well with this Abyssal Scepter. And things are starting to look up for the purple team. The blue team getting maybe a little over anxious trying to get these engagements. And actually Nocturne will get out of the jungle safely, recalling from about here as Vayne and Sona came in looking for it. And suddenly you feel like the pressure is definitely on the blue team to kind of equalize things. The momentum is in favor of the purple teams. They're pushing down this middle turret. And suddenly 2 turrets in reply cuts the turret lead in half. And now going for Dragon. Will they be able to get it? I think they will. The blue ward here is going to be fortuitous indeed. They're going to see Vayne at the bottom. They want this kill. Instead of trying to take a teamfight objective, it's going to take a while. They're going to try to go into Vayne. There we go. The Howling Gale is going to knock her up. She will try to duel. The ultimate coming out, trying to tumble and stay invisible as long as possible. But ultimately, the combination damage of the purple team is going to be enough to take her down. And now they're going to go for Dragon. But the blue team is going to swing towards Baron. The counter plays. Oh my goodness. Okay, I understand the purple team has the damage to take that down, but does the blue team have the damage to sneak this down? At this point, the Baron has only lost about, I guess it's lost about 4,000 or 5,000 HP. Can they sneak this? And the purple team's actually going to back. Oh my goodness. This Baron buff so important to the equilibrium of the game. They're going to continue to put damage down onto this, but I don't think anybody is privy to the fact that this is happening. There's 3 people missing on the map. Singed actually split pushing top, so maybe they feel like if they would put everybody there to take fair advantage of the Baron, or maybe they just don't see it coming. But ultimately, the blue team will take this down. The blue team gets the Baron Nashor. Great plays by them. And with all members up at the same time, suddenly the purple team not unhappy to be in this position. Yek, I'm definitely unhappy to be in this position as the Deathbringer will almost finish him off. Where Bluebird is putting the finishing on touches on things. But with that said, 5-2 the kills. I'm sorry, 5-2 the towers. 40.7k to 41.8k in favor of the purple team. 25-20 in favor of the purple team. Kills 24 minutes and 10 seconds in, but now with Baron Nashor in the pockets of the blue team and their ability to split push with this Singed and Vayne's ability to get kills, suddenly you're starting to wonder how much life the purple team has left. It's going to take a great defense, and they've shown it. They've shown that they can coordinate well, they can use their team fight well, and they can stop this blue team. And here we go. Baubles jumping into the middle. Spirit rushing out. The charm actually misses. Just going to get back as much as they can. Almost getting caught out. A great bait by the blue team to hide in the jungle real quick. And there goes the purple ward down. Just to make sure that they don't get caught in that trap again. So the blue team will begin this siege. The Shock Blast, Acceleration Gate Shock Blast, doing so much damage. Just going pure damage. The Mirror Mana there, as well as the Last Whisper and the Black Cleaver for Jace. A good build if you want to do a lot of damage, that's for sure. Plus the Double Dorans. Double Dorans! Trying to go for that early damage on his Singed, and who could blame him? But ultimately, the blue team will begin this siege on the purple team's base. Shock Blast, Acceleration Gate, just that AoE poke just to stop things just for a second. And here we go. Singed wants to jump in and get the Jace. They see how much damage he does. Here goes the jump in by Kennen. Lightning Rush in as well as the Zonia of the Hourglass not even being needed. Zonia's trying to zone them. I'm sorry. Jalen trying to zone them out just a little bit. Don't Kami Please wants the kill, but with this Baron buff as well as the great coordination of the blue team, they want to focus this turret. They just need the right person to tank it. And here we go. The damage going down for Don't Kami Please, that Blade of the Rune King, as well as the Phantom Dancer and Pickaxe, doing so much damage to this turret, but he needs to get back. That doesn't mean that the purple team is out. It simply means that they are delayed a little bit. The Deathbringer are going to give some pursuit potential for Nocturne, but he's not going to be able to stop them from taking down the turret, and that is permanent, folks. That is an important loss. And here we go, the first inhibitor of the game, as we saw in so many LCS infographics. The first team to lose the inhibitor is at an enormous disadvantage. Nearly 100% of games in some weeks were determined by who lost the first inhibitor. Could that be because of the benefits that the inhibitor gives, or could it just be a commentary on the state of the game? Hold that thought. Already coming in, trying to do some damage. They actually get the Fear Leash onto Junkie. Junkie does get taken down. Don't Kami trying to battle with Born for PVM, but PVM getting drawn back. I'm officially losing my voice. Now the purple team with the counter engages is going to have the opportunity to push this blue momentum back, take some objectives of their own, push out the lanes and protect themselves just a little bit. "26 minutes and 52 seconds into the game, 24-28 kills in favor of the purple team, 46.2, 46.1k. The gold is actually dead even, but the turrets, and most importantly, the inhibitors, are not. The purple team has a long road ahead of them, and like I was talking about earlier, the LCS infographics at many sites, including Cloth 5, have pointed out the fact that the first inhibitor turret frequently determines a lot of the games. Perhaps it's not the inhibitor itself that actually determines the game, but just if you're at a point where you can take the first inhibitor, you've obviously grown so strong as a team that you were able to break that high ground advantage. And so I don't think it's the inhibitor so much that signals the demise of the team, so much as the degree to which they're ahead, and then of course the professional team's ability to stay ahead and get further ahead once they have that lead. I mean, because the fact is, the onus is on the purple team to push down this middle lane right now. They need to be able to get some kind of map pressure. They need to be able to equalize equilibrium, but they're constantly fighting an uphill battle. And because they're fighting that uphill battle, venturing out into a jungle where they likely have not warded because the enemy team has been lurking this whole time is going to be cause for alarm. It's going to be cause for panic. So suddenly they don't have the ability, but a very fortuitous. Actually, hell yeah, I'm going to have to keep that in mind. Yakum just wants to pursue onto Ari, but Ari doing a surprising amount of damage. There actually goes the slow onto Janna. Just going to delay them just for a second. And the Shock Blast Acceleration Gate doing so much poke damage to this blue team. There we go. The Spirit Rush actually going down. Ari wants to do something about this. The Zonia's out of jungle. We're keeping from dying. And here comes Vayne. Vayne doing as much damage as she possibly can. Shutting down Ari. Here comes the engagement. And the Fear Leash from Nocturne. The Slicing Maelstrom actually comes out doing so much damage to this purple team. All their counter engagement is gone. Lost in a maelstrom of electricity and flying fur as the blue team is going to push up, and Vayne is going to chase on after Graves. Graves will get taken back despite the smoke screen cover, and now they're going to pursue this turret, and that's what I was talking about. The demise of the inhibitor is not necessarily I mean, it certainly is an advantage in itself. Forgive my stuttering. But at the end of the day, it just represents the fact that your team is ready to fight, geared for it, and too tough to be taken out. We see a lot of low health bars on the blue team between Sejuani, Singed, and Kennen. But ultimately, the Nexus will fall. And that team fight for them just working out so well. I said I didn't like the Singed pick, but what I see now is that it gave a lot of bonus initiation for assassins like Kennen and Vayne to ply their trade and secure victory. 29 minutes and 17 seconds is the final game time. 29-28 kills in favor of the blue team. 54.2k to 49.0k in favor of the blue team. 10 turrets to 2. And most importantly, the one Nexus lead in favor of the blue team. If that joke ever gets old, let me know. Securing victory. Well played. And I feel like there was probably an opportunity for the purple team to come back. The problem is that they got aggressed on. The blue team did not make themselves conquerable, as they say. So I'll quote this in my upcoming piece for Cloth 5, and that's the fact that Sun Tzu in The Art of War once said that you must make yourself conquerable in order to lose. In the same way, your enemy must make themselves conquerable in order for you to secure victory. So if your enemy just makes themselves unconquerable, that's it. You're done. I'm by no means saying that the blue team played it perfectly. However, they were unrelenting in their pressure, and their team fight was great. They had a lot of good escape mechanisms, and I think that covered up a lot of overambition. But ultimately, obviously, a well-deserved victory for them. GG.